Hello again, and welcome to my creative African cooking channel, Ndudu by Fafa. Miawe Zulu, Ndudu by Fafa, Nya, Koba Ndudu, and Yukwelu, Fafa. Come on, Ndudu, and Fafa. I love the flavors, Ulama, Bala, Ndudu, Vivinto, Famitu, hey, Abonka. Hello, gorgeous one. Thank you very much for tuning in for another experience with Fafa. And today's shenanigans is, of course, without exception. It's cost effective, packed with natural flavors, and it's one of those dishes that you'd be like, why did I not think about that? That's why I'm here for you. So I've got my holy grail, my ginger, garlic, aniseed, and onion. And I've blended that, as you can see. And I've got about 500 grams of chicken gizzard, which came up to about £1.90. That's so cost effective and incredible. And of course, one has to marinate this beauty chicken gizzard in that beautiful spice blend, as one does. Kaglomala. Antonye, Ndudu by Fafema. And the Makomi roll na. Now we're going to be adding some aromatics in the form of my bay leaves, fresh rosemary, and some habanero chili. Now, in the absence of the fresh bay leaf and rosemary, you can use the dry ones, not a problem. Now, marinate this for at least a minimum of an hour in the fridge, or better still, overnight. Once you take it out of the fridge, bring it to room temperature, which should take you about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you place it on a medium heat to start cooking it. You know what I mean? It's all about these little techniques. It makes a big difference to the dish. And allow this to steam in its own flavor for about 20 minutes. And I can see that there is moisture, there's liquid there. Yes, and I need this soft because I'm going to be frying this later. Yes, I need it to be soft in the middle, but crunch on the outside. And then we're going to be making some amazing stir fry, as one does. You know what I mean? This is not any other food. In Dubai for folk banana, but enye yalla. I dey lie. No be so. So I'm going to allow this bad girl to cook gently for another 25 minutes in this beautiful broth and stock that it's generated by itself. The importance of using my clay pot. And now I'm going to move on to my frying bits. So I've got my preferred oil in my wok here, and I'm just testing it to make sure that it's hot. And I love that smokiness that's coming through because it's going to be infusing into my gizzard. So here's my gizzard that is now nice and soft, and I'm just going to be frying this bad girl till it's crispy. Now this will take about 10 to 15 minutes. Yes, but even though it's going to be crispy on the outside and nice and brown, it's nice and moist in the middle. And it has that beautiful texture as well that, chicken gizzard is definitely known for. Now, whilst it's frying, I've just added some dried thyme, some garlic as well, and they're going to infuse their flavor yet again into the gizzard. So each step, there is something happening here. There's an infusion of a flavor. And that oil also, as I would reserve it for another recipe, then becomes seasoned with this flavor again. So next time if I'm making any meat stew or anything to do with meat, I'd use this oil. You see, And look at that beauty. It's just coming together nicely and perfectly. Have you clicked that subscribe button yet? If you haven't, please do so now. You don't want to miss the new uploads coming. Yes, mi koyim, maulita, mi koyim, la mapon kom, amen. Wait, Emma, look at that. Bad girl. So I have scooped some of the seasoned oil away and I've reserved it for another recipe. And the rest, I'm going to be doing some chichiches, which means I'm going to be frying things in it. So of course, I've got my red onions here and you can see they're chunky. Yes, because this is a chunky stir fry mixture. And I'm just going to allow this to fry for about 2 to 3 minutes. But of course, I've got to mix everything together till it's well combined, as I always say. So when I went to my local grocer, I saw these green garden eggs. I was like, yes, you're coming home with me. And that's one thing I love about grocery shopping, and I love going to independent shops because that's the only way you can find out about new ingredients. And I'm just like, yeah, why not? So here I'm actually just, dicing them. And I noticed that immediately you just cut through, it starts to brown. So if you're not ready and let's say you're dicing it, then you need to actually add some salt to it just to stop it from browning. But here I'm just doing some shabu shabu mixture here, as you can tell. And I was just trying to find out if I turned it on the skin side up and diced it, if it was better or the skin side down. And I think the skin side down was great. So now my onions are ready and I'm adding the garden eggs to it. And at this point, you would notice that the clay pot is also yet again coming to its being because it's infusing the smokiness from that clay pot into the dish. So the garden eggs are just going to cook, but they're not going to be soggy, which means that they're going to hold their shape and color and equally infuse their flavor into the dish because they do have the slight bitterness which is required for this dish. You see. Now I'm just going to be mixing everything again together till it's well combined and just, move on to the next level. Now, if you've been watching my recipes, I did make this amazing chili sauce. The Ndudu chili sauce is what I call it. And this is the one without the caraway seeds. So I've got that in my clay pot now and I'm warming that through. So this is where it comes handy. So, you're cutting your cooking time in half. And then just to revive the flavor, I'm adding about a tablespoonful of my spice blend, which is the ginger, garlic, and aniseed and onion blend that I mentioned earlier. And yet again, we enhance the flavor of this dish. So I've got my sardines that are in a rich tomato sauce. I bought this for like 55p from M&S, and I've just added that to my chili sauce. And I'm just going to mix everything together till it's well combined. So this is going to be my base for me to now add my garden eggs and onions. And of course, I've taken that off the heat. Yes. So as you can tell, I'm just going to be doing the mixing here. Look at that. This is not any other photo. This is Ndudu by Fafa. Oh yeah, mix everything till it's well combined now. Yeah, we've gone through all this hassle. Of course, you have to mix it now. Yeah, no be so. I'm just loving this. And I think when I did this recipe, I did show it on my Instagram stories and everybody was intrigued. So anyway, this is a time where I now add my fried gizzard. And I'm just mixing everything together yet again till it's well combined. Now I reserved some of the stock and it needs that little moisture, just that little bit. So I'm adding that to my stir fry right now. This is almost done, it's just warming through beautifully. And now you can see the garden eggs as well. You can still see they've maintained their green color. You can see the onion is still crunchy. Everything in there is holding its shape. And of course, I'm adding my salt to taste as one does. Now let me just leave you to watch this part. Now I'm coming to the end of my dish, and this is the part that you then infuse your herbs, because if you do add your herbs much earlier, they will lose all their flavor in the sauce. So I've got my coriander that I've added, and I've got my onion flowers. You can use your spring onions, not a problem, and you can also use parsley in place of the coriander, but I prefer coriander for this because it has this aromatic flavor. You know what I mean? And yes, just to do that whole shenanigan thing and, just for my guests to know exactly what the garden eggs are, I'm just charring thinly sliced garden eggs and I'll be using that for that je ne sais quoi look, of course. And they're going to ask, what is this? That's how I start a conversation at a dinner party. Yes, it's not any other food. It's Ndudu by Fafa. Ndudu abilu. Weda. Yes. Have you clicked the subscribe button? I hope I've given you that reason to do so. Fafa. Come on, Ndudu. Fafa. I love the flavors. Ndudu I'll naturally leave the list of ingredients and measurements on my blog in ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com, so do check it out. I'm also on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter as Ndudubyfafa, so do pass by and say hi. Noel, thank you very much for my theme song, and as usual, I love it. I appreciate you very much. Until next time, kings and queens, take care of you. Be nice, be beautiful. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to share my next experience with you guys. Thank you.